Hey folks, Rex Richardson here. It is your daily trumpet with Rex. So today I just want to talk about a particular kind of preparation I have to do. I am about to go on a cruise, and this is unusual for me. I've never done this before. I don't really travel for vacations. I travel to play. So other than the difficulty of actual travel days, I stay in shape because I have to, right? I'm rehearsing and performing, and so that makes it pretty easy, right? So not in this case. I'm going away for a week, and when I get back on the 14th, I have to drive straight from the Richmond airport to Williamsburg, Virginia, to play a jazz festival at two, pretty demanding sets. So I need to have my chops together. So what do I do? What do I bring? So I've got my good old LA Generation 2. It's not old, actually, it's pretty new. And I've got my Pickett Signature Omni 2 mouthpiece, typical equipment. And I also have my favorite practice mute, the Shush Mute, made by the wonderful Bremner family in New Zealand. So this is really quiet. Most of you probably know about this mute, but I use this all the time in airports and even in hotels as well, and even on planes sometimes. And you can hear it. It's amazingly quiet, right? So, well, how do you hear yourself, especially in a crowded place, in a noisy place? I don't know what it's going to be like on the boat. So I discovered a neat little trick in an airport a while ago. I use earplugs. And when I'm using earplugs, I can actually hear myself pretty much through my own head very clearly. So I can hear that quite easily, and that makes it a more productive practice session, right? So what am I going to practice? That's a great question, right? What am I going to do for my routine? Well, I'm going to hit a bunch of fundamentals. I'm going to do my mouthpiece buzzing / ear training exercise, and the mouthpiece works pretty well on this mute too. I've discovered it's not quite as quiet as a trumpet, but it works to dampen it if I need it to be pretty quiet. I'm going to work on sound production, primarily using bending tones. I'm going to work on articulation, probably using Clark studies mostly, so I'm getting finger work as well, and doing single tongue, K-tongue, double tongue, triple tongue, and jazz articulation. I'm going to work on flexibility, both close and adjacent intervals and wider intervals, training for speed. I got my metronome, of course, on my phone to train for that. And I'll probably do a little bit of range, not a heck of a lot in the mute. I'm not a huge fan of practicing the mute, so basically what I'm going to hope for is that I can play with the open horn at least a little bit in the cabin. And the other thing I'm going to try to do is sitting with the band. I'm going to see if they'll see what kind of a situation it is. Again, I don't know who's going to be there, but I wouldn't be surprised if I know some of the musicians, and I'll see if I can jump up and play some tunes. And that's all hopefully going to help keep me in shape playing the trumpet. What else do I have? Well, I'm going to have my noise reduction Bose headphones. These are really useful for me. I like to practice. I can use on YouTube or use an iPhone Pro or something. I can play along with backing tracks. And if I turn noise reduction off to 0, I can hear myself pretty well, even with the practice muted, and that becomes a really good, productive practice session. I also I'm kind of excited about this, but I'm hoping I do well with it, a brand new iPad. I've never used one before for music, so I'm hoping, I got 4 score. I'm hoping to be able to use charts, and I'm hoping the band leader for this gig, Mike Hawkins, wonderful bassist and a great musician and composer, will send me charts, and I can actually shed them on the boat with my mute in and looking at my iPad in preparation for the Jazz Festival. So along the way, I'll be trying to keep you posted. I'll probably be able to post some practice on a boat or practice on a plane, maybe more likely in the airport. There are no business class cabins on these planes I'm flying for domestic flights, which usually means I don't actually have room for the horn in the seat. But airports and hotels and boat cabins, hopefully we'll have some practice videos for you there, and I'll probably have to post some archival material as well, but hopefully we'll keep this all going for you. Thanks for watching.